Good afternoon, all. The informal meeting of the Richmond City Council will now come to order. Madam Clerk, if you will provide the chamber emergency evacuation announcement.
Upon activation of the emergency alarm signal, all persons should immediately exit the building. Please use the exits to the left or right front of the council chamber or the east or west stairwell outside the rear doors of the chamber. Do not use elevators or escalators. After exiting the building, proceed down 9th Street and enter the assembly area located in the former public safety parking lot. Able persons should assist visually and hearing impaired visitors with exiting the building.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Members, pursuant to Rule 3D 4B of Council's Rules of Procedure, Councilor Ellen Robertson has requested to participate in this meeting via Microsoft Teams from her home due to a medical condition that prevents her physical attendance. The council members present must adopt a motion to approve her participation in this meeting by electronic communication means if it appears to us that the request complies with Rule 3D. At this time, pursuant to Rule 3D 4D of Council's rules, I will solicit a motion from the members physically assembled approving Ms. Robertson's participation in this meeting by electronic communication means.
So moved.
Mr. Brighton, will you second that motion?
Second.
Council is now voting on the motion to allow Councilor Ellen Robertson to participate virtually. Mr. Bratton.
Aye.
Ms. Gibson.
Yes.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Lynch.
Aye.
Ms. Trammell. Ms. Abelbacher.
Aye.
And President Newbill.
Aye.
All members that a motion has been approved and all members are in attendance this evening with the exception of Vice President Jordan. You do have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's proceed with the docket review.
Starting with the consent agenda, item number 1 and 2, ordinance 2024-312 and 2025-014. Planning Commission recommended that both of these papers be continued, and so they will be continued until the July 28th council meeting. Item 3, ordinance 2025-032, Finance and Economic Development Standing Committee recommended that this item be approved with recommended approval. However, there is a request, and this is the patron has requested that this paper be continued to the September 8th council meeting. Item 4, ordinance 2025-046. This paper was amended at the June 9th, council meeting. It's currently being retained on this evening's consent agenda. Item 5, ordinance 2025-078. This paper was also amended. However, it was amended at the June 2nd council meeting and will be retained on this evening's consent agenda. Item 6, ordinance 2025-079. Planning Commission recommended a continuance of this item, so this item is to be continued until the July 28th council meeting. Item 7, ordinance 2025-080. This paper is slated to be amended later this evening and then continued until the July 28th council meeting. Ms. Gibson,
Thank you. Regarding item 4, ordinance 2025-46, regarding the project at 1300 Westwood, I just want to confirm that we are looking to continue that and potentially making an amendment at our July meeting.
So Ms. Gibson, are you stating it was amended on April the 28th and again amended on June 9th? You're stating it need to be amended again?
You're trying to make me feel a way about this, aren't you? Yes.
Okay, so if it's the consensus of council, that paper will just be continued at this time to the July 28th council meeting.
Correct. Thank you.
Is that the consent? All right. So item number 4, ordinance 2025-046 is to be continued to the July 28th council meeting. And I believe I'm on item number 8. Item number 8, ordinance 2025-081. Planning Commission recommended a continuance, so this paper is to be continued until July 28th as well. Item 9, ordinance 2025-084. 2024. This paper was amended at the June 2nd council meeting. It's currently being retained on this evening's consent. Item 10, ordinance 2025-113, Planning Commission recommended a continuance, so this item is to be continued until July 28th. Item 11, ordinance 2025-120, this paper was, Planning Commission recommended approval with an amendment, and so this paper is to be just continued, and it's going to be continued until a July 7th special meeting of council. And I believe Ms. President Newbill may have some more information regarding that special meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There are, including this paper, several other papers that the administration would like to bring forward. We only have at this time one meeting scheduled for July. That would be July 28th. This would allow us to accommodate not only this ordinance, number 11, but would allow us to accommodate the other papers the administration is desirous of bringing forward. So we would have a special meeting and then the OD meeting. Any questions, comments?
Next, item number 12, ordinance 2025-121, Education and Human Services Standing Committee recommended approval.
Madam Clerk, let me just go back 1 second. I just want to confirm attendance for that meeting on July 7th. We're already scheduled for the Organizational Development Committee meeting. I know that I'll have at least a couple of members who will not be present, which is fine, but we would still be able to go forth. Council. Okay. Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, I apologize. Wanted to just get confirmation that we'd have quorum.
All right. Item number 12, and I believe I was on item number 12. Item number 12, ordinance 2025-121, Education and Human Services Standing Committee recommended approval. Items 13 and 14, ordinance 2025-122 and 123. Committee referral was waived on both items. Both items will be retained on this evening's consent agenda. Item 15, ordinance 2025-124, Education and Human Services Standing Committee recommended approval. Items 16 and 17, ordinance 2025-125 and 126, Land Use, Housing, and Transportation Standing Committee recommended approval. Items 18 through 23, ordinance 2025-127, 128, 129, 130, 131, and 132, Planning Commission recommended approval. Item 24, ordinance 2025-133, Finance and Economic Development Standing Committee recommended approval. Items 25 and 26, ordinance 2025-134 and 135, Governmental Operations Standing Committee recommended approval. Item 27, ordinance 2025-136, Governmental Operations Standing Committee recommended a continuance, so this item is to be continued until the July 28th council meeting. Item 28, ordinance 2025-137, Governmental Operations Standing Committee recommended approval. Item 29, ordinance 2025-138, Governmental Operations Standing Committee recommended approval. However, this item is to be continued until the special meeting on July 7th, per the patron's request. And this is a change from your docket that you currently have. Item 30, ordinance 2025-139, Education and Human Services Standing Committee recommended approval. Items 31 and 32, ordinance 2025-140 and 141, Planning Commission recommended approval. Items 33 and 34, ordinance 2025-142 and 143, Finance and Economic Development Standing Committee recommended approval. Item 35, Resolution 2025-R023, Education and Human Services Standing Committee recommended approval with amendment. So this paper is scheduled to be amended later this evening and then considered. Items 36 through 39, Resolution 2025-R024, R025, R026, and R029, Land Use, Housing, and Transportation Standing Committee recommended approval. As for the regular agenda, we have one item, and that's item 40, Resolution 2024-R041. This paper is scheduled to be amended on this later this evening and then considered. And Madam President, those are all the items on this evening's docket.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have no referral of service delivery issue items. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Members, the agenda for informal has been completed. The meeting now stands adjourned.